Hello, and I am Harriet Grayson, your host and the producer of Community Culture Showcase. And we are very fortunate today to have something a little unusual for my show. We're going to have an improv group, and they're actually going to be on stage right here in the studio, putting on some exercises for us for our amusement, and also get an idea about what improv is all about. I have the facilitator of the improv group, that's what she likes to call herself, and we're going to talk a little bit about improv. We're going to talk a little bit about her group, which is here in Mystic, Connecticut, some upcoming events that they're having, and also some opportunity for people out there who think, wow, I liked that Second City, and gee, anybody could do that. Well, I want to assure you that not anybody can do it, but you can have a lot of fun, and Kristin's going to show you a little bit about how it's done, and then some of her students are going to come on the stage, and we're going to put on a couple of acts for you. We hope you like it. And you can actually study improv. Kristin provides classes for people, and if you want to get some public viewing of it, she's got a couple of free shows coming up that people can attend and get some kind of sense about what it's all about. I find that improv is obviously a kind of acting phenomena. She'll tell me better than what I'm actually saying, but also that it's a way for people to kind of get rid of some of their inhibitions, hopefully for the better. There's some kind of psychological value in kind of letting loose a bit and pretending that you're someone that you're not, which is what acting is all about. So without further ado, as they would say, let me introduce Kristin. So Kristin, tell us a little bit about Laughworks is the name of the group, and what does your group do?
Well, thank you for having me on the show. Laughworks is a school of improv that teaches improvisation. We have two classes, an advanced class and a beginner's class. And as you said, improvisation is thinking on your feet. It is top of mind. It originated as theater exercises to teach actors how to be more authentic and how to react to things in a more real life kind of way. So what we do at Laughworks is not only do we play at improv, theater exercises and games and performance, but we also see, like you said, how theater and letting yourself go and letting yourself play as an adult can change your life for the better.
So how can we change our lives for the better? I mean, how do we get into this so that I walk away, and you don't walk away just one time, right? It's just a matter of weeks, months perhaps?
Well, we do offer one class that you can try anytime. Come in, do a trial run, see if it's for you. And the games that we'll play will show you that you can play well with others, that there is an environment that is non-judgmental, and that's a really important element of what we offer. You can do theater, you can practice comedy, but the improv is all about acceptance. It's about saying yes and to whatever is offered. And so this skill, if you carry it into real life, you'll find that instead of creating conflict, you'll find that the road is much smoother. And so I think that just one class, yes, could actually
change your life?
Spark you a little bit to think about things just a little bit differently and to accept others. And that can really take a burden off, I think.
Oh, and does it usually improv can be not only one person talking to an audience, but two, three, the whole class actually could be part of an exercise where there's one theme or something like that?
Yes, at Laughworks, our classes are collaborative and the performances are collaborative. Some of the exercises, sometimes you'll have a single person on stage, but most of the time we are learning to trust other people. Regardless of personality, we learn to trust them as your theater partner. And the games that we play and the exercises that we do all are focused on working together and helping each other out.
So there's some real psychological benefit from having these improv experiences, you would think.
I would think, yes. As an adult, you're playing, so it's a form of relaxation. We laugh a lot. And of course, there are studies that are published, and you and I know that laughter is still the best medicine.
Okay, all right. So, shall we play?
Yes, we shall play. I'm going to get some of my students up here, and we're going to demonstrate some of what improv is.
Okay, and I'm going to be the audience, so I'm going to give you a little feedback, if you don't mind. You may not see me, but my audience will hear me talking about, oh, yes, and if there's giggling, it's my giggling.
Yes, great.
Right. And you want my giggling, right?
I do, yes. Giggling is allowed.
Okay.
All right, everybody up.
Come on.
Come on in. Now I'm just going to have the group introduce themselves. All right. Can I see everybody? So go ahead and introduce yourself, starting with Bob.
Bob Gwynn.
Steve Dorfman.
Kate Steele.
Harry Lindenberger.
All right. Will I fit in here?
Why, sure.
We're gonna do a warm-up in which we do kind of a copy, and this just gets you to stop thinking as an adult and focus on present moment. This is sound imitation. So I'm going to imitate you. I'm going to say a sound to you, and you're going to throw it to her, and it's going to come back. Bob's going to do a new one. All right? Ready?
Hoo! 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 Wah! Wah!
Wah! Wah!
No.
Whoa! Okay, good. All right.
Can I ask the question back here?
Yes.
So tell me, if you could you describe for our audience just a little bit about what got you interested in doing this in the first place? I'll start with you.
Good question.
Good question.
I saw, there was a TV show, The Drew Carey Show,
Okay.
which had a lot of things going on. I read a little bit about it.
Okay, you can just talk to the audience.
Okay,
You don't have
and
to disgrace me.
then I saw Kristin had a little ad. And there was a lot of, should I do this? Nah. Yeah. So I went. And I got to tell you, I was expecting to see a bunch of 30-somethings. And everybody else that walked in the door was expecting to see a bunch of 30-somethings. But that's not what we are.
So it means that as we get older, we need more opportunity to play.
Absolutely.
You get to a point where I think you can play. You've been taught when you're a kid, play. Now you're a grown-up, get serious. And then you're a little more grown-up and you go, you know, you could play. And that's sort of where we are, I think.
Okay, great. All right. Go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you interested in this in the first place. Because our audience might be thinking, you know, what is this for me? But maybe it is for you.
Well, in the adult world, seriousness is what you're supposed to be able to do pretty much all the time. And as I was retiring from work, I was looking for something different in which I didn't have to be so serious. And I was also drawn by the idea of it being spontaneous. So that's really what got me going.
Great, great.
And for me, I saw the ad as well. Actually, my son spotted it in the paper and he said, "Mom, you have to do this." He used to say, "You are so not funny." So here I am trying to be not funny. Here we are.
Well, I'm retired Navy, and I wasn't very serious any time during a period of time unless somebody got under my skin. I tried stand-up comedy, and for me, stand-up comedy was not the thing that my niche. First of all, had to write all my own jokes, had to remember all my own jokes, had to put up with the audience that did not participate with me, but yet I like being out in front. I mean, that's probably why I was in the military. But I just love being out in front and really laughing and having a great time. As far as adulthood goes, I left that in the past. So through a friend of mine and a friend of mine and a friend of mine, I met Kristin, and I found out that improv is the real deal. It brought out everything that I had. It fulfilled my niche to be in front. I could be spontaneous about anything I wanted to be, and I'm just really happy, and I am really glad that I'm up here with and learning. I was telling Kristin the other day that this is a give and take, and not in the real world, that's what we have to do. No critique. Do not critique yourself. Do not critique whatever is said. So it's a great training thing for us. So that's me in a nutshell.
So Kristin, tell us how you got started in improv to begin with.
I worked at Florida Studio Theater in Sarasota, Florida. I was in administration, and I'd done theater before, so I wanted to get back into that world. My boss, her name is Rebecca Langford, and she became a mentor of mine. Somebody said they were starting the adult ed classes there, and someone said, "Are you taking Rebecca's class?" And I said yes. I didn't even know what the class was. I said yes. She's Rebecca, she's my boss, she's my mentor. I'm going to take that class. It turned out to be improv, and we started the improv program at Florida Studio Theater with just the one class. And then it grew to more classes, it grew to performances and outreach. And when I came here, and that was many years ago, I came here, and after having a career in hospitality, I decided, what do I want to do now that's really mine? This was it. I looked around, there wasn't much improv to be had without traveling. I thought, I'm going to have to start my own school. So I did that, and here we are a year later.
Thank you, thank you. So that gives us, an audience, some history about what's going on, and the 4 people who are going to play 4 different characters, many different characters, right?
Yes, and what I do encourage people is truth on stage. So in some of our games, we use some of the experiences that we have in our real lives, so that we can access them easier, so that we'll be more comfortable on stage. We're going to play a game now called What Are You Doing? So only 2 of us left on stage, you 2. And they're going to do the opposite of what they're saying. And it's a challenge, and it's a game to get ourselves focused. So then if they screw up, quote unquote, by doing what they're saying, then someone else will jump in. So go ahead.
Are you going to ask me what I'm doing?
Harry, what are you doing?
I am staring at a movie. What are you doing?
Rocking the baby.
Ooh.
Harry, what are you doing?
Making ice cream.
Oh, ice cream.
What are you doing?
I'm planting seeds, getting ready for spring.
Oh, yes.
Harry, what are you doing?
Flying a kite.
Ooh, my favorite.
And what are you doing?
Oh, brushing my teeth.
Oh, ooh.
That's right. You were supposed to.
I was supposed to.
What are you doing?
I am...
Oh, you're out! Who's playing?
Come on, guys.
Yeah, get closer.
What are you doing?
I'm knitting a sweater. What are you doing?
I am scratching my nose. What are you doing?
Winding a clock. What are you doing?
I am painting a barn. What are you doing?
I'm out.
Steve, what are you doing?
I'm playing basketball. What are you doing, Bob?
I am scratching my dog's nose.
Oh,
Steve, what are you doing?
I'm wrestling an alligator. What are you doing, Bob?
I am sleeping. Steve, what are you doing?
I'm painting the barn.
It's done already.
Oh.
Bob, what are you doing?
I am reading a book. Kristin, what are you doing?
I'm getting married. What are you doing?
I am running around the backyard chasing a skunk. Kristin, what are you doing?
I'm winding up wires. What are you doing?
I am stirring the soup.
You look like you're stirring the soup.
Kristin, what are you doing?
I am fixing the carpet.
Carpeting. I'm good at that.
What are you doing?
I am riding my bicycle. Kristin, what are you doing?
I'm stringing my pearls.
Oh, nice.
What are you doing?
I am embroidering my blouse.
It looks like you're embroidering your blouse.
What are you doing?
I'm making a cake.
Ooh.
What are you doing?
Oh, I am chasing butterflies. And what are you doing?
I'm turning off the light. What are you doing?
Oh, I am producing a movie.
All right, good. Okay. So that's just an example of how we warm up and get our brains to disengage and stay in the present moment. And that's a very challenging thing, to come up with something else while your body is actually moving and showing a story. You have to tell a different story.
So the idea is that nobody repeats the same story, and
Yes.
you have to really, within a nanosecond, come up with a different idea for the next person to do that's relatively realistic. Although chasing alligators, of course, that would be okay. That's something someone could realize.
We like to go to the absurd in improv. We really do.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so the more crazy, the more you like it.
Yes, the more crazy, the more boundaries are pushed, and I think that's really where the laughter comes in. When people are able to demonstrate wrestling alligators, you know, in an authentic way in a studio in Connecticut. So.
And do you find that there's a certain kind of person that's more apt to be able to do this, or can literally anyone learn how to do this?
I am going to say that I think anyone can learn how to do this. Some people have a hard time overcoming some of the fears that come with being on stage or allowing yourself to be silly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's their issue, that's their thing to deal with. They're welcome to come to class, see if it's for them, and if they feel just a little bit of opening, then they'll probably be hooked.
Right.
There's not a lot of people that I've met that have decided that it's not for them.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, and this could actually even with children work in terms of, you know, kids have really quite vivid imaginations. So that can really actually even turn them on even more.
Yes, we are going to be going into the schools. We do have an outreach program as well, in which we'll be working with children, and the same idea to just, you don't have to teach them to play. 'Cause
Right,
that's
right.
how kids are. But to introduce them to theater in that kind of free-form way, and again, to introduce the non-judgment and not grading them, and just allowing them to feel that they're equal with their peers. And the
Okay.
games are kind of designed to do that.
Wonderful. And this is for how old are we talking about in terms of children?
Well, we're probably going to be dealing with between 6 and 8, and then
young.
there's the middle ground of the 9 to 12, and then teenagers.
Okay. Very good. All right. So
All
let's
right.
hear some more performances.
Okay, I'm going to ask Harriet as
Oh.
the audience if you could just give us a random subject. Anything that you can think of the top of your head.
Shopping for a present for your significant other.
All right, shopping for a present for your significant other. So, Steve and Harry, come on up. And what we're going to do is we're going to do freeze scenes, okay? So this is a physical movement, and when one of our fellow players yells freeze, these guys have to freeze the scene they're in. The person from outside comes in, tags someone out, and begins an entirely new scene based on the physical presence of where they froze. All right, so you can start with the suggestion that Harriet gave you of shopping for your significant other.
Well, I'm glad to be accompanying you as you try and get the perfect gift for your wife, just because she's a little fussy and hasn't really liked any of the gifts that you got her for the last, what did you say it was?
The last time I bought her a gift, it was a coffin, and that was last year, and she didn't even use it. So what am I supposed to say?
That, to me,
Harry, do you want this watermelon or not?
Do you have one smaller? No. Do you have one that has a big end on it and a little end on that end?
Look,
Do you have
Harry,
one?
this is the only one that's got a pint of vodka in it. Do you want it or not?
Oh, now we're. Oh, that's a lot.
That's a beautiful baby.
I know, but she's really noisy.
Oh, here, let me hold
You
her.
may hold
Oh,
her.
wow. How old is she?
Oh, she's exactly 2 months.
2 months.
Yes,
Wow.
I'll cry.
Oh, no.
No,
That's okay.
Why do they settle down for the women?
I don't know.
I
We
can-
just have a way. What
You
can I
have a way,
say?
actually.
Oh,
Can you see it? Is it a praying mantis? Oh my God!
It's not a praying mantis.
Get it off.
Oh, no, wait,
What?
Don't move. It's a scorpion. I gotta get the tongs.
I hate when you take me on vacations to
Just
hot
hold it.
places.
Okay, I got it. Oh, this thing is really dangerous.
Always.
Look
Always.
at that thing. Look at that thing. You're gonna stop it.
So, why are we lifting this giant plate of glass?
To put it on the truck.
Oh,
Your memory is just gone.
What did you say?
Turn it. Keep turning. Keep turning.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute.
oh.
I have to scratch. Oh.
Come on, lift up,
Do you mind? My nose.
Hey, freeze! Do you know what flavor this taffy is?
Whoa.
Huh? Don't pull so hard.
Oh, it smells so great.
What?
Oh, my God.
I never like pulling taffy with you because you eat half of it if you grab it.
Oh, I didn't get your hand in.
No.
Oh,
I'm gonna try it again. I got a long nail
That
on
tastes
this one.
like vanilla, fudge, caramel, strawberry, blueberry.
You forgot.
Daiquiri.
Walnuts.
Walnut.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Is this not good? Huh? I can do this myself too.
Yeah.
My mother taught me how to pull taffy.
And you know what? We could even use it as a lasso.
freeze. Let's pull that fish in. Come on. I think we got it. Oh, wow. Look at it. It's huge.
What kind of fish do you think that
Oh,
is?
it must be at least 1,000 pounds. Maybe it's a whale.
What did you use for bait?
Oh, I just used one of my fellow improvers.
Is that right?
All right. So tell me if we could compare that little exercise with the first one. What's the kind of difference? Are we looking for different kind of skills, or is it basically the same thing? Spontaneity. This one was more physical.
This was more physical, and it is more spontaneity. It's not disassociation, it's association. So you're not trying to separate the parts of your brain. You're trying to jump in. You're trying to jump into the scene before you really know what it is that you're going to say. You know, trying to get people to participate in a way that is quick and to trust that their partner is going to help them out.
Okay.
If they go in and they don't have an idea of what it was that they're doing there, then their partner will bail them out usually. So that's part of what that game does. And it also gets the blood flowing, and it gives you ideas for scenes that you can use, you know, later on when we play games that are longer, that are more like scenes. These are warm-up games that I'm showing you
these
now,
are like little exercises to get the gray matter up there and running. Okay, good.
Or the opposite, actually, to get the gray matter out of the way, and to get like the heart and soul and fun, you know, streaming out of you instead, and have that being on stage. So,
all right,
getting people not to think and to learn to think on your feet, but it's usually actually it's not thinking.
Not thinking.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That's how you think on your feet better is by not thinking. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So if you don't mind, we'll play another game. And I'll need to borrow something. No. Can you, these two chairs, here we go. This will work. So who's doing two-headed professor? Who do I have? Stephen? Stephen Harry? Can you see me?
I
am
you guys?
The two-headed professor. I
want
to
sit.
So I gather the whole idea of this is one uses one word, and then the next person is responsible for saying the next word.
You
have
the
right
idea.
Thank you.
You
are
welcome.
Usually this is a talk show format, so that's what I was doing sitting over here, but certainly, Harriet, if you wanted to ask the expert questions, and what we usually get from the audience, in order to prove that it's improv, is a suggestion for what these guys are an expert on. Like, so, studio audience, what are they an expert on?
Hot air balloons.
They are an expert on hot air balloons. So regardless if in real life they actually are,
Right.
they're going to make it up.
Okay, let's hear it.
I
Love
hot
air.
balloons.
All
Oh, they
have
great
excitement.
And
Thrills.
to
Explore
the
universe.
from
Anywhere.
in
I.
Is that a word?
It is.
So in talk show format, let me ask you a question. Welcome to the Hot Air Balloon Club show. And we were just wondering, what was your experience when you crashed last year? Tell us a little bit about that.
It
Was
a
experience.
but
I
thought
that
it
was
a
extravagant.
secret.
That
Should
I
try
to
keep
from,
everyone.
but
Obviously
I
failed. Feel
so
sad.
Okay, good. Give them a hand. Thank you for indulging our widescreen.
I would find that to be and I don't know that they do it, I would find that to be a great therapy tool for people who live close together, like child and parent, spouse and significant other, where you can kind of get together and kind of figure out what the other one is thinking. I mean, I think it would be a great game for something much more complicated than that, just kind of making people read each other's minds, because you know how we oftentimes live close with people and yet we oftentimes don't know what the hell they're thinking or doing, and this is like an exercise just to make them do it.
Yes, and acceptance is key, because you really have to let go of whatever idea you had about what that sentence was going to look like, because all you have is one word, and if your word is "and," then
Opens everything.
it opens up everything. So you have to trust the person next to you and accept that whatever they said, you can't correct it.
Right.
You just accept that it is truth, that that's what they said, and you move on from there. So what we call that in improv is yes and.
Oh,
There's
okay.
never a yes but. There's hardly ever a no. There's always yes and. When you get to a situation, you apply yes and to it, and it'll move forward. If you say no, it'll just
Closes
stop
down.
right
Yes.
there.